All right. How about Malik Nabers this week? That is the elite stuff that we've been waiting, what, 2 weeks for? Oh, even with Daniel Jones, there is so much to talk about. Let's get into it. All right, so Malik Nabers is 6 foot, 200 pounds with 31-inch arms. He was selected 6th overall out of LSU by the New York Giants in this year's draft. So look at his athletic profile here. Player Profiler gives him a 4.40 40-yard dash. It was an unofficial 4.38, which would have been exactly what Jamar Chase ran. However, his 4.40 that they give him is still 93rd percentile among all wide receivers. That gives him a 105.3 speed score, which is height and weight adjusted, which is 85th percentile. And his vertical and broad jump, or his burst score, of 135.9 is 98th percentile. This guy is a bursty athlete. When we look at his catch radius, his 10.18 is 80th percentile. When we look at his production in week 1, the thing we all liked, besides a decent fantasy finish, considering it's his first game, was that he played 100% of the snaps. We're going to take a look at week 2 in just a minute. He finished week 1 with 7 targets, 5 receptions, and 66 yards with no touchdown. Really not a bad week 1 by any stretch of the imagination considering his situation. But holy smokes. Today, he had 18 targets, 10 receptions, 127 yards, and a tutty. Wow. All right, so when we look at the New York Giants receiving stats as a team, Nabers obviously led the team with 10 receptions. Darius Slayton had 3, Wandale had 2, and Devin Singletary had 1. In terms of yardage leaders, Malik Nabers easily led the team with 127. Slayton had 33, Wandale had 18, and Singletary got nothing on his only reception. Now, Wandale and Malik Nabers both scored this week, but look at the targets. 18 for Malik Nabers, 4 for Slayton, 4 for Wandale, and 1 for Devin Singletary. Besides the fact that Malik Nabers had such an astronomical percentage of his team's targets, it's kind of crazy that only 4 total people even received a target this week. Now, when we look at Malik Nabers' snap share, it did go down from 100% to 89%, but I don't think we're complaining at all considering his ramp up in production. I mean, he finished with a 66.67% target share. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, Darius Slayton and Wandale were the next highest targeted players with only 14.81%. And the only other player that got a target only had 1 with a 3.7% target share. If you're an owner of Malik Nabers, this is exactly what we wanted to see. It's looking like this guy is talented enough for it to not even matter what situation he finds himself in. All right, looking at the film, this first play is a drag route run by Malik Nabers. He's at the top of your screen. So the linebacker that is covering the running back who's on a delayed route gets caught up with the cornerback that's guarding Malik Nabers, leading to a massive gain. This isn't anything special in the sense of the route. It's just a drag route. But he took advantage of it. And look at the burst. Look at the speed on display here. He didn't end up scoring a touchdown, but nonetheless, massive chunk gain. This is going to be a recurring theme in this game and throughout the entirety of his NFL career. This guy was built for chunk gains. All right, so here Malik Nabers is running a curl route. Now he feels the defender coming to the inside of his right shoulder, so he turns right around and dips up outside, gets himself a nice chunk gain. This is a wonderful display of his suddenness and his stop-start ability. Look at that. Easy. This is going to be something we are going to be seeing throughout the entirety of his career as well. This guy has the speed to threaten defenses deep, and so they are going to respect it, and you are going to get free chunk gains out of plays just like these. I mean, while we appreciate the total output today, and even in week 1, considering it was his first game, we have seen nothing yet in terms of some of the skills in the open field that he possesses. We haven't seen some of the nasty ankle-breaking jukes yet. This guy has 200 yards in a game type of upside. We're talking a Jamar Chase level of blow-up ability in a game. All right, so if you aren't subscribed yet, please like and subscribe. It's free and it lets me know that you want to see more content like this in the future. I plan on making videos just like these for a variety of fantasy players every week of the NFL season. The Giants are in a condensed formation here. It looks like some kind of delayed slant route for Malik Nabers. Either way, the Commanders completely forget about him, which, considering how much better he is than every other player on their entire team, essentially, you'd think that would be pretty hard to do, but they do find a way here. He's wide open. Daniel Jones finds a way to not miss an easy pass. Congratulations to him. And once again, a free touchdown for Malik Nabers. Despite having Daniel Jones as his quarterback, it only took him 2 weeks. It also took him 2 weeks to have a 10-catch game and a 120-plus yard game. If this man ever gets a quality NFL quarterback, this guy is going to be a cheat code. He might already be a cheat code without one. We are talking wide receiver 1 overall type of upside if he is able in his future to have even mediocre quarterback play. This guy is going to be receiving constant double teams, let me tell you. And I don't think that is going to do much of anything to him. This guy is too explosive. He's too fast, too bursty. His skill set of juke moves and field awareness while on the run after a catch is just about unmatched at the NFL level. All right, so on the bottom of your screen is Malik Nabers. They have tight end Theo Johnson, who's number 84, running a seam route. Now, this is a designed pick play. Theo Johnson, if you notice, makes every bit of effort to get in the way of the cornerback guarding Malik Nabers, and Malik Nabers has a free chunk gain here. This is masterful scheming by Brian Dable, and it's so easy that Daniel Jones couldn't miss it. I personally was worried about him getting Garrett Wilson because of just how terrible at times Daniel Jones has been. But it seems like Malik Nabers is talented enough that it might not even matter who his quarterback is. And just imagine once again if they actually get a real quarterback in New York. This guy has wide receiver 1 overall upside throughout the course of his career. He is going to be just about unstoppable. His calling card is yards after catch, and it appears as though this is directly translated from college into the NFL. All right, so it took 2 weeks for Malik Nabers to display massive upside in a blow-up game with the Giants, with Daniel Jones as his quarterback, in one of, if not the most, talent-deficient offenses in the entire NFL. I personally was worried about him getting Garrett Wilson, but it appears he is just too talented for that to matter. He is going to receive a massive amount of defensive attention each and every single week, but if this guy continues to have a 66.67% target share, or anything remotely close to that, it isn't going to matter. He is bursty enough, fast enough. He possesses the juke moves in the open field and spatial awareness around him to maximize yak. And traits like these are going to make it so that double teams are going to be much less effective against him than they would be against most NFL receivers. As long as Daniel Jones can continue to get balls that are reasonably close to him to where he's physically capable of coming down with them, he is going to continue to have big games for us in fantasy football. If you drafted this man in your Dynasty rookie drafts, congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the back because you drafted yourself a stud for the entirety of their career unless you so choose to trade them. Personally, when I obtain an asset such as a Malik Nabers, I really have no intention of selling in any way, shape, or form, and I don't advise anyone doing so unless you just get a haul. And so yeah, it appears that every bit of the speed, acceleration, burst, agility, spatial awareness, and everything that you could essentially want in an NFL wide receiver besides maybe elite height, directly translated from college to the NFL. It took exactly 2 weeks for Malik Nabers to have at least 10 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown in an NFL game, in one of the worst situations imaginable. And the scary part? We haven't seen anything yet. Like I said, this guy is capable of putting up 200 total yards in a game, and I suspect we're going to see that multiple times throughout his NFL career. If you have this guy on your team, congratulations. With that being said, if you like what you've seen in this video, please like and subscribe. It's free and it lets me know that you want to see more content like this in the future. Thank you and have a good day.